you guys got like end of year lists, like your top albums? Like me, I like making lists in it, so I've got my list ready.
Yeah, I've got a couple we can check
I don't,
out.
yeah, I don't have a list there. Yeah, I have a few in mind.
Which are the ones you have in mind?
Me, so are we counting end of 2019 as well?
I mean, bro, it's your world, man.
2020.
It's your world.
But
We're just living in
the
it.
album was a big album, but that came out end of 2019, right?
Which one?
That didn't come out this year.
What one?
Which one?
J House album, the J House album.
The J House was January.
That came out before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's been a long. It's been a long year, bro.
Yeah.
Last year. Yeah, that one was big. The Meet the Woo 2, the Heady One album.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm forgetting the name of it now, but
Edna.
that one.
Edna.
Yeah, that one's big. Weekend dropped this year.
Yeah, March.
Is it
March?
Is
Yeah, March.
Is it?
Bro, the year's been long.
March Weekend dropped. Wow.
Because him and what's the guy's name? Him and Party Next Door dropped like the same month. And Janae, it was March when I was like, right, R&B, because it was like Janae, Weekend, Party Next Door, and there were a couple others. All in that month, they just like hit us, and I was like, right, okay.
Can I be real though? Is this like a safe space? I can like be
Go
honest.
for it, man. Go for
Go
it.
for it.
How do you rate the weekend? You know, like
As in, you've
Never.
recently in life, like I just never put to my man. I don't know why, but like
Wow.
I don't know. It's just not for me. I've tried. Like I heard the
I
balloons thing.
saw one girl tweeted that. What's her name? Mimi, the music blogger. She tweeted that, and bare people were like, "Yeah, man, I've never rated him." And I was like, "Right, I didn't realize that he wasn't really getting a reception like that."
People saw that. I know like people like proper mess with his music, and like say, oh, he may take care, Drake and all that stuff. Like I hear.
I never went to that level, but I don't think he may take care. I've always had a problem with that argument, but
okay.
Yeah. But I'm gonna let you land.
I just never like took to his music, but like I know he's like a guy.
Yeah.
Maybe it's falsetto. I don't know what it is, but like it just never really just connects with me, man. I don't know.
That's crazy. You know what? When he first released Balloons, I didn't quite get the hype. That time I was really on my Frank Ocean vibes, and like
exactly. I was on Frank. Yeah.
Me too. So I heard Weekend's one, and I was like, you know what? It's good, but I don't know why these guys are saying that it's the same level. Like this is just I couldn't really connect to it. And then, I don't know, I started playing it more. I think it was like, you know what it was? When I first heard it, it was summer. I was like, nah, man.
It's not summer. The Weekend was
listen to some good or like nature feels like let me play some summer music. But then like winter came around, man. And I don't know, man. Maybe I just got into like my sad bag or something. I'm not sure.
Your girl,
but like, no, I think that's when I like just started going out with my first girlfriend long back now. Let me not speak about that too much because I'm with my current
pain. Pain.
But basically, yeah, like around that winter time, like I just really got into The Weeknd. I just really started to like that, specifically his first two projects, House of Balloons and what's the second one? Thursday. Those two ones I started to like.
I listened late, so
then I was sort of like, that's what I'm saying. I caught it at the start, and I started to get into it, and since then I followed him. I've always preferred the earlier stuff.
Yeah,
the newer stuff has never.
I don't rate his stuff now. Like, I'm actually surprised that you mentioned his album. I mean, I guess his album is good, but I just don't like
His album grew on me. It really grew on me.
I don't like the sort of pop.
It's definitely quite poppy, but it's good pop, man. I mean, it's not like pop is bad. It's quite good pop. Like, I don't know. Maybe it was the lockdown and the fact that Blinding Lights song became that meme. That was just everywhere. Or that was it TikTok? What do they call those 7-minute, 7-second TikToks now? Is there like a word for it?
Reels.
Like, is it a meme? Is it what's it called?
I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway, yeah. So when that one like came out, maybe that had something to do with it. But the album really grew on me, and like now there's quite a lot of tracks on there that I would say they're pop, but that's top tier pop.
Definitely you got robbed by the Grammys. You didn't get a nom, which is crazy.
That was also wild. Maybe that's made me fuck with that album a bit more.
I swear Blinding Lights was the biggest selling song this year or something.
Bro, Blinding Lights is a tune. That's what I'm saying. Blinding Lights is actually a tune. It's a pop song, but it's a tune.
There was nothing for The Weeknd, nothing for Summer Walker from the Grammys as well. Like, it was...
But then the Summer Walker thing, I swear was her album in the right time frame? It came in 2019.
I think it was late. It was like...
Oh, yeah, it was late 2019, wasn't it? Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
She was like the face. She is the face of R&B sort of thing. Not get like a nomination. It's a bit mad. But the Grammy thing weird. I think it's
I mean, to be honest, the sort of... I always find the Grammy discussion very weird every year because it's like, collectively, and when I say we, I mean like, you know, black people that enjoy black music, we always talk about, oh, fuck the Grammys, they always get it wrong, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we also rush to like complain when we don't get nommed or like congratulate them and things. And it's like, it's difficult to actually fully disconnect from the Grammys, but I don't place that much weight on them because I don't respect what the decisions they make. I don't actually respect it. So
it's true. Like I agree. You don't respect it, but like, say if you're a footballer, and you want to play to the best standard, you want to win the Champions League. If you play for your country, you want to win the World Cup. Like that, the Grammy is the biggest thing. Yeah, they're doing like a lot of like fugazi stuff, but like it's still the biggest. You understand? Like I'll be a bit vexed. At the same time, be like, well, we don't even know how to pick. I still don't know how to pick. I don't know if it's Ip Dip Do or like I don't know how to pick.
They've got a committee which is made up of like people that. Like, so basically, if you've won a Grammy, then you're invited to join the sort of committee or whatever. But I don't know how they weight it. Like, I don't know if everyone has an equal say, or if it's like there's a select people.
That's what I think it is. I think it's the weight of like your selection. I think it must be different. Like, you look at Kanye, for example. He's never won the album of the year, as in like the Grammy album of the year. He's won it in all the black categories.
Oh yeah, he's won the rap album. Yeah. Like, but rap albums rarely win album of the year. I don't remember the last time one did. Yeah.
But when you see that album of the year, you think, wow, I've never heard this album or this artist in my life.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. But then also, like, I do think sometimes we get very. I mean, me personally, I know it's true. I get very like. Obviously, I listen to black music, right, and it's very like I think that this is the only music that's there, and I forget that like what's that guy Louis Capaldi? I had no idea who this brother was. And I checked his streams and they were crazy. I was like, who is this guy? Like, he was looking like one next Don, just like on the red carpet. I was like, bro, who's this brother? Like,
you know Coldplay? Like, you know Coldplay? Like, people do transition between cultures. But I'm just saying, once you win, I think if you win Album of the Year, I think you have to transition between the cultures. And like, everybody listened to like My Beef with Dark Twisted Fantasy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't just like a black album. Like, so I feel like, yeah, it's just interesting, man, to see what
it's true because there's a lot of albums that sort of transcend the genre, especially from the biggest artists, and they don't really get the like. I mean, me, I'm a Kendrick stan in it, so I would always say that To Pimp a Butterfly should have beaten Taylor Swift's album that year, but he did win. He won best rap album anyway, so I was like, he still got a Grammy out of it. So
it is a difficult one. I mean, I think. If we're talking this year specifically, Weeknd 100% got snubbed. Like, I don't know what happened.
They actually did better with the noms than they usually do, because like the rap album noms were pretty good. Like, obviously there are some snubs here, but it's still like it's usually terrible every year. Like, you look at the list, you're like, bro, what would you listen to?
When I saw it, and I don't know, man. Sorry, go on.
I'm saying Nas still hasn't won a Grammy ever in his life. Like,
I think he might win this one.
He's there, right, for King's Disease.
Yeah.
See, when I saw the list this year, I thought this looks like someone who realizes that like they've had a lot of stick in the past and is trying to like cover that up by making a more diverse. But I didn't necessarily think that they got it right. You know what I mean? Like I was like, okay, they kind of
made an effort.
Attempt to be more like diverse in their nomination, but I wasn't sure if it was right. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was still like, I'm not gonna lie, like, yeah, this is more diverse, but are these the right noms?
Yeah.
And Weeknd especially was a snub. I think there was a few others I was like, like Summer Walker. even a few in the rap category, you know, like Lil Uzi wasn't there.
Roddy Ricch got robbed.
Roddy
Ricch wasn't there. Baby's not there, no?
Baby,
yeah. Lil Baby was getting robbed all year. You know when they gave the GQ album of the year, rapper of the year to Meg before she dropped her album as well. I was like, fam, Lil Baby's been going in, man. He's dropped 2 albums. He's had tunes. He even had his Black Lives Matter tune, which I didn't think Lil Baby would be.
He had a great, he's had an amazing.
I was like, there's no way Lil Baby's shooting. And then, but you know, I was like, yo, if I'm Lil Baby, I'm pissed because I'm like, bro, what would I have to do, man?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was thinking. Like the nominations weren't exactly correct. They were just better, than
you're right.
Previously.
I've heard with the.
But Nas might win the Grammy this year.
Yeah, Nas might win. I've heard with The Weeknd. I'm not sure if this is true, but because he's in a Super Bowl, that's why he wasn't nominated. I don't know if that's a real thing, but like apparently it's an either-or thing. Like if you do the Super Bowl, you get no Grammy noms. If you do the Grammys, like
this industry politics, man.
That's why.
I don't know how true that is, but like, yeah, I mean, like he was everywhere. And I don't even listen to him. I know that like he's everywhere. Even like Roddy, going back to Roddy, The Box, is that not Song of the Year? Everybody, listen, the whitest of whites and the darkest of darks. Like we all like that song. Like, what's good there?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know what they put in that beat, man. Because I remember when it came, out back in the past year. I was playing it for that one. And what's the other song? Backseat, the one with Ty Dolla $ign. That song is so hard. I was like, she wants to lean, she wants to cheat. I was like, this guy's going in, man. I don't know what he's saying, but
high fashion. Anytime I hear high fashion, oh my.
Yeah, him and Mustard together is like unbeatable. Because it came on yesterday, the dance, bro. Everyone was going mad. And
it's a rhythm.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I even forgot about this album a little bit. This album was good.
Roddy had a good album, man. Yeah. That was this year, right?
No, it was back in the last year, like right at the end. I do think actually when an artist drops in December, because December is usually quite a quiet month because everyone's getting ready for I feel like the media cycle starts again in New Year, so like everyone's just doing like wrap-ups and stuff like that, like we're doing now. So I feel like when an artist drops an album in December, it's very easy to fly under the radar.
Yeah. It's that mid in between time. You get like Q1, but you dropped it really late in Q4, so
yeah.
But they used to say that big artists do drop in December, right? Because of the Christmas sales. Like, as in it's. I don't know. I was hearing that. I don't know. Was that the Joe Budden podcast? They were talking about. Like,
I didn't think of that. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I think Joe and them, they were talking about that also hip hop format of like, okay, cool. All the big boys drop around Christmas because you go out to buy CDs, you Christmas shop, you might buy a CD for like a Christmas present. So I think that's our old sort of format.
Maybe it's changed because of the streaming though.
With streaming, like you can kind of like drop announces like Beyonce and Kendrick, they just dropped and like we just listen at midnight. So
yeah, like it's interesting.
I think this year for like UK albums has been a wicked year. J Big Conspiracy, like I can't rate that album enough. I really feel like that's his like To Pimp a Butterfly.
Do you think?
Like, yes, man. Because like coming off like Common Sense, like Big Conspiracy is darker. It's got jazzier tones. Something that's different.
It's more introspective. It's more introspective.
He's dealing with like bigger topics, just like To Pimp a Butterfly. I'm not saying like you copied him. I'm just saying it's like if you're gonna put like weights and like standards to things, I rate it that highly. Like from top to bottom.
I do prefer Common Sense, but I hear what you're saying. I don't know if I go as far as saying this is To Pimp a Butterfly, but I do like Big Conspiracy. I think is my album of the year. So I do is just because I mean he mixes like he's able to give you the feel good sort of tunes that like we said like that were on Common Sense, but then also mix it with the more not heavier, but like he's able to get into some things and discuss some things. So
I think it edges it for me. I think I love Common Sense, but like just listening back, it's like you know what, I think Big Conspiracy is better.
I think
really?
Yeah. I think it just holds a bit more weight with it. And
I feel like Common Sense had more bangers, like more stuff here in the club.
Just better slaps. Like Big Conspiracy felt like
you can tell he's matured. You know what I mean? Like he's like developing as an artist.
definitely older.
He's always had that lyrical content, like Guns and Butter. He always had like songs where like he's like deep lyrics and he's rapping. But Big Conspiracy, like it came. Didn't it come out like a week early? It got like
no, so it got leaked, which was another thing. Like he so basically they were waiting to drop it because they were waiting for the LMA tune to clear, and that took weeks. And so before that tune cleared, it got leaked on WhatsApp or something, which I thought was mad because how you leaking J Hus's album when he just told us that he does juju? And so I was like, you should just
conspiracy. Listen, it's a big conspiracy.
The album it leaked, so I thought it was really because he wasn't able to do a proper promo run, like proper marketing for it. So and he still, I think he got the number one. I can't remember.
So
he still managed to get that.
He's different. Hus is different. Hus's thing, like his thing is separate. Like, it really is separate to a lot of people.
Yeah, and I think I don't know, like he's up there. Like if you talk about tiers of, you know, that thing I saw it yesterday. I think it was like had like tiers of UK artists.
Yeah.
Like he's definitely top tier. He's up there with and I like the fact that he doesn't really pander. Like he's not trying to appeal to people that are too far outside of his core audience. He's like, listen, I've got a core audience that loves me. I'm going to put out what they like, and I'm going to keep doing that. And that's not to say that his music sounds the same or anything. It's just that he knows he's able to communicate directly to his audience, and he knows how to connect with them and put out exactly what they want to hear.
I think that's the difference between this generation and the last generation. I feel like the last generation were pandering. It was like, we need to break America. This generation, like, I don't care. Like, just making amazing music, and like, I'm gonna like make music for like ends first. And if America like it, they like it. If they don't like it, it's all right.
Yeah.
And that's why I like it so much. It's more pride. Like I remember, like when we were younger, like you might go to a rave and you just might hear, I don't know, like 10% of the songs are like UK. And now it's like a party and like we're gonna play UK music the whole night.
Yeah, literally.
And you're not expecting to find songs, like it's just like bang after bang after banger. And like, we don't really care about the Americans too much, which I like, to be fair.
Yeah. But then I think the like culture's blended a lot as well over the past decade. Like you could drop a UK song now, have no thought about I want this to pop in America. You could just drop a UK song and it could bang in America.
Because
that people make music, like the sound in the UK now is like, I don't know, it's kind of like converged a little bit with the sound that was coming from there. Then you have all the sound coming from like Africa, like Afrobeats, etc. That has also got popular in America. And I don't know, everything's like a little bit.
I think it's all coincided with, I don't know if this is a bit peak, but like the devolution of hip hop. Like I feel like hip hop, from what it was, even just 10 years ago compared to now, I think it's definitely, I mean, my opinion, I might be wrong, but like, it's definitely not as good as it was. And so I think the American audience is also more receptive to sounds outside of America because the artists that they were listening to in America aren't producing what they used to.
You know I mean? Yeah, definitely. I think like with what's going on right now, like a lot of American rappers in the last, let's say, like 10 years have come over to Europe, come over to London to record albums and hear the sound and take it back.
That's true.
Yep.
That's helped. And like with artists like Drake, who's an outsider, and like he's from Canada, but he'll listen to Craig David and listen to grime. So like, he understands being on the outside and stuff like that. And like I think that's helped. And like Americans are realizing that, we haven't really got the crown as much anymore. There's other like demographics, there's other cultures to like tap into. So
yeah, it's true, man. Maybe the internet as well has helped in all that. I mean, a lot of factors in it just brought everything a bit closer together.
Yeah,
but some of those pandering UK songs from back in the day actually slapped though.
Which
ones?
I mean, like what ones? That Wiley Heatwave song I like.
People cuss them.
I was talking about that song yesterday. Heatwave, it banged. Listen to it now. That can go off now, I'm asking DJ to reload it, 100%. If that comes on now, DJ has to reload it, 100%.
Some of the songs that we cuss, I mean, and it's true, like, the UK, I think between, let's say, like, 2009 to, like, 2013, it was like the music that was coming out from our artists was a bit iffy, you know what I mean? But there's still some slappers from that period, like, and I think people cuss it and call it like the dark ages of UK music and stuff. But
they cuss it, but I think we should do a list of just like the Panda songs that are actually bangers, like the Panda bangers. I don't know what like we can call it, but there is a list like Tinchy Shada the Few with Dappy. Spaceship is hard. I don't care what anyone says. Spaceship is like it's a big boy rhythm. Like
and Tiny
bro, the Chip songs as well, bro. That Diamond Ring song, I used to bang that song out back in the day. I don't know if you don't remember. With the Emily Sande. Chip, Diamond Rings.
Oh yeah, Diamond Rings. Yeah. I forgot Emily Sande was on that one.
But it's funny because I think like in that time they call the Dark Ages. I think when you look at the UK, when you look at the music, like we like to box our music in. Like it has to fit a formula. We're very like formulaic.
I think we're way too rigid, and it restricts people.
Yeah, exactly. If it's not 140, it's not grime. So like grime artists had to call their stuff mainstream. What is mainstream? Like it's just if they called that type of music like, for example, grime, like I think grime will have like a longer like lifespan, because if you look at hip hop, you can have Jay-Z, but you can have like mumble rap and it's still the same genre.
Like,
if it's not 140, you're not talking about, do you know what I mean? It's not grime. So like
them people, the purists are neat, man. Just relax a bit. it's music, man. We all like it. Let's stop being so.
I mean, we did have that conversation a while back. Like, what is grime? Like, is a lot of the current music that is coming out, is that technically grime because of how grime was? I mean, if you technically define grime, it's not. But if you define it the way people maybe do as black music, then
I mean,
grime. I mean,
I feel like it's an evolution. Like grime came from garage, and then after grime, it's now drill. It's just an evolution of the sound. All of it is still like road, well, not garage, but like grime and drill. It's road music, sort of thing. So like it's that sort of like on that umbrella. But I wouldn't say like drill is grime. But then obviously grime MCs can spit on drill very easily because of it's just quick. But like it's more of an evolution of it. Like I listen to grime now. Like I can only listen to like the golden era of grime. I can't listen to like grime MCs right now.
Jammer just released something, right? Jammer just released an album.
I heard Manga had a great album this year. I haven't heard it, but I heard Manga had like a wicked album. But I just can't listen to like current grime. Like I have to listen to like.
I think same.
Get a gospel like 2000 Life. I have to go back to like Volume 2. I need to go back to hear that sound and like.
Same. Kano album last year though. That was my album of the year last year.
That was a great album.
That was a good album. It wasn't my album of the year, but it was a great album.
And
I saw it live. That was
live.
Royal Albert Hall. I think he did.
Yeah. He did a number of shows there in like October or something last year.
That show was like literally one of the best shows I've ever been, because I never knew like Kano. The mad thing about Kano is he sounds exactly like the song. Like he wasn't. You know how rappers like they rap a bit and then they give the mic to the crowd or have like a hype man. He rapped every song word for word without stopping. I've never seen anybody do that. Like he's just the best performer I think I've ever seen perform like rap wise. Like he just every song didn't stop, performed it for the whole 3 minutes. I was like,
that's wild. That's actually that's very impressive.
No, it was super impressive. I was like, no way. Cause I've seen him before like at a uni party and like here and there, but like I've never actually been to his show. And obviously he had like, he had the choir, the like marching band, and like, and obviously the double gets moment. Like, it was a mad show.
Yeah.
What show was that? My bad, I had to move the
Kano's live show.
Yeah.
Like that was probably one of the best like gigs I've ever been to.
We performed. What was the the Kano and Gets?
Casa Deja?
Sorry.
Casa Deja.
Yeah. That tune. That was my song of the year last year, man.
Yeah.
When they come in, them man rap like they have the same brain. Like they're sharing a brain and just.
Yeah, the synergy is crazy.
Honestly.
Have you not seen that? They did like a freestyle on, was it Logan Sama? Like 10 years back. It's Kano, Gets, and Skepta.
Okay.
And Skepta, I just feel like Skepta felt left out, man. Because these people,
man on? Like, what are these man really on? Like, I'm really like these men are just going back and forth. Like when they do that remix of P's and Q's, like you might see my face in the magazine. Back and forth. It's different, man.
Bro, I can just imagine Skepta there, like, bro, why did I come on radio with these man? Like, I need to come back with Boy Band. Yeah, my guys here.
Yeah, man.
They had like A4 pads going to Westwood and Logan, like, yeah, I've got my book of lyrics. Let me just write 5 pages. Like, that era was different in grime, man. Like, people were really...
Yeah, that was wild. Sorry, but yeah, albums of the year, Party Next Door was also up there for me.
Party Next Door was good.
Party Next Door? That's interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like...
I don't know. I feel like with Party Weekend, people like that, like, I don't know, maybe just because I love their old stuff so much that I just can't really... I can like rate the new stuff, but my ratings are capped at a certain level. You know what I mean?
I think Party's annoying because I feel like Party's like Ty Dolla $ign for me, because I feel like they should give me a classic, but like they always like kind of fall short. It's a bit like you know how like when like I don't know like a Rubinho came out and it was like, oh, he's like the You know he can do it. Like he knows.
That's one of the best comparisons I've ever heard. I'm not gonna lie.
No, but
that's no jokes.
You know, Ty and Party can really do it, but they just don't. I think it has like bright moments. Like even the featuring Ty Dolla $ign album, again, like bright moments in it. But as a whole,
both of them give too much of themselves to other artists.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I was gonna say the featuring Ty Dolla $ign one was a bit, I don't know, man. I felt, maybe just me personally, I felt like it lacked a bit of cohesion and it was a bit long. But the Party one, I don't know, for me, that came out. It's a
good album. But
I like the Ty Dolla $ign one as well, but I felt the Party one was a lot better. Like Ty Dolla $ign one, I haven't spun it again. And I guess now I'm a bit disappointed because I was really waiting for that album. So I don't know what it was. I just didn't connect with it that much.
He does so much because he can do everything musically. Like, I don't know if you guys heard like Free TC, that first album.
Yeah. That one's good.
That album is so cold, and like if he just gave us that, like, I just feel like that
was good. But I feel like that one because he was really talking about stuff because his brother was locked up and stuff, so he was talking about that. Yeah.
It was very musical as well. Like using a lot of like live instrumentation. I like that sound when it comes to projects. I like music in it, so I like to hear. But saying that, I think Gunna's album. Oh my days.
Yo, my brother. My brother. When I told you he's been spinning, there's like a few projects. Obviously, all Griselda, J Electronica, Gunna. He's been spinning, and there was one time he came in my room. He was just vexed. He's like, I just want everyone to stop pretending that this album isn't one of the albums of the year. I was like, bro, I didn't know people were pretending. Like,
your brother is a good man. I don't know about the rap in the house here, but like he's right on the Gunna thing because one of the best albums. Like, oh my days,
it's good.
I'm a Little Baby fan. I think I prefer. No, I prefer Gunna over Little Baby, but still.
Yo, I've been going back and forth. I think this year, I've leaned towards Baby just because of the work ethic, the work. But I do prefer Wanna to Baby's album. And,
I do.
And actually, I prefer like Gunna's albums in general to Baby's album.
Same.
But I do think, Baby's a much better rapper. Like he can actually spit, whereas Gunna's good. He can float on it, but he's not spitting the way Baby's spitting.
He's very cool. Like he's just cool.
Yeah.
Very little. He's like rapping. Gunna just comes like, okay, cool. Check in. Alright, cool. He's like.
That song, Cooler Than a Bitch. That song is so hard. Because
Met Carla as well.
No, there's some definite like highlights on that album. Nasty Girl as well.
Nasty Girl, that's true. But you guys mentioned like J-Elect. What do you think of that album?
I'm a big fan. I actually am. I listened a lot this week because I was trying to decide my kind of list. Like, so my list is number 5 was D Smoke. Have you guys heard of him? He's the one that won. He won.
The Netflix guy.
Yeah, he won. But his album is really good. Like, and I think it was slept on. And actually, like, I fuck with it a lot.
Bro, it's nominated for a Grammy. It's not slept on.
Yeah, no, like people work with.
Like, what's going on here? Like, is this some like collaboration between Netflix and the Grammys?
I think so.
But no, so that was number 5. 4 was the Jay Elec one. 3 was the Parsaloo album. I really liked it. That tape. Yeah. 2 was Wizkid, and then 1 was J Hus. So that was my 5. And the Jay Elec album, basically, I think it's very cheeky of him to leave us waiting a decade and then to drop a collab album with Jay-Z as his debut. Very cheeky of him. And also, I think, like, the man didn't even have the decency to spit the first bar on the album. He let Jay-Z spit the first verse. And I'm like, bro, it's your debut.
You can have it. I liked it. I think I liked, they tried to do like a Muslim version of Watch the Throne.
Someone said it's if Jesus is King is like gospel rap, then this is the Muslim version of Jesus is King.
Right. It is. I liked it, man. I liked the concepts. I thought Jay-Z, of course, like just he rap.
Yeah, but Jay-Z definitely takes center stage, which I think
that's what I'm saying, isn't it? Like,
to the detriment of the album because it's supposed to be Jay Elec's debut.
See, I don't like it because of that. Like, I do like certain songs on that album, and I think that, to be honest, I think the songs are good, but it's not a Jay Electronica album.
Yeah.
It's like a Jay-Z and Jay Electronica album.
Yeah, he's definitely the Robin.
And he wanted it's his album, which is just, I don't understand it to me.
It's cheating. It's not fair because it's like, bro, we've been waiting for you and you're just going to come and put the GOAT on.
And I prefer Jay-Z on the album, to be honest. Jay-Z came and brought like heat. So how are you going to get out? Jay-Z, like, how are you going to get out rapped on your own album?
But even Jay-Z, his, I think actually I would say Jay Elec might like just about edge it in the lyrical sense, but Jay-Z's just, his verses are more entertaining.
That's what I'm saying. It's not all about lyrics though. Yeah, like exactly. Jay Elec is a very lyrical person, but there's a lot more to a rap verse than just the lyrical content. And if you're gonna put Jay-Z on every track of your album, like you need to be bringing it. He didn't do enough.
But not only the content, like the actual what they're actually saying. Jay-Z, I don't know. I feel like a lot of what he's saying is a bit disingenuous because it's like they're effectively the album is basically like Nation of Islam doctrine, all on Jay-Z is a billionaire and he raps about his wealth. It's like it doesn't really marry up. Like you can't be Malcolm X and be Jay-Z at the same time. You know what I mean? So, but but like if you don't care too much about like that side of things, then you can still enjoy the album. Nothing.
It's like, it's not direct comparison, but Pascal Sigon has a Premier League winners medal, right? You don't know Pascal Sigon, innit? Yeah. Bro, is he one of the best players in the world? No, like them lot won because of Thierry Henry, Patrick. Like you had big players there. That's what I'm saying. So when this guy got nominated for a Grammy for that album, it's like there's a black mark if he gets that Grammy.
That's
because
I don't think it takes away from the album that Jay-Z's on it. I kind of liked it because like I just look at it as Watch the Throne. I don't really look at it as
scary.
I just see it as this is just like Watch the Throne. Like Fruits of Islam version. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but to me there's a difference though because Watch the Throne. I don't know. I'm sorry to harp on this point, but Watch the Throne is Jay-Z and Kanye. It's two superstars, and it's like two people. Even Kanye was probably at the top of his game. Jay-Z was a little bit in the background at that sort of time. So like, whereas now you have Jay Elec hasn't dropped in 10 years. Right. Like Jay-Z is kind of still at the pinnacle. Like he dropped 444, then all this like Carter's album or whatever. He's like, and he's kind of cemented his place as like one of the best, or in my opinion, best to ever do it. Yeah. And now, like, after a 10-year hiatus from people saying, this guy is going to be the next big thing, but then he disappeared. Now, when you come out 10 years later, you drop with Jay-Z, and Jay-Z on every single, like, song.
It's definitely cheeky. It's
a cop-out to me. It's a cop-out, like...
Yeah, no, I hear that.
Of course the album's going to do well. You got Jay on every track.
It's true though, because some people are like dying for a Jay-Z feature, and then he's out here with a whole album with him, and doesn't even credit him.
Game and Joe Budden is still waiting for like their verses, like
Two Chainz just put out doing an interview. He said, "I think I'm gonna
Two Chainz,
Jay-Z feature."
That was actually, you know what? Yeah, that's actually in my long list of albums of the year. The 2 Chainz album. That was very good.
Good album.
That was a good album. He's got a song, I think it's called like something Hove. Like, is it Southside Hove or something to that matter? He samples.
Funny that this man is 40 years old still rapping about.
He's rapping to get the Jay-Z verse. That's why he's still rapping, because he like wants a Jay-Z.
If I keep grinding, I'll get it.
Jay-Z don't rate like that. So like, just realize.
Yeah.
How you rate like that?
Yeah, man.
What do you guys think of the 9
album? We discussed this already. I feel like I got into a bit of stick for 9 slander, but like I've never been the biggest 9's fan personally. So yeah, but so I didn't even really spin it. I listened to tracks here and there. I like the tracks that I heard, to be fair. But yeah, I just I don't know. I've never 9's music has never really connected with me like that. But I mean, big up to him for getting the #1, and he cleaned up at the Mobos the other day as well.
Yeah, I think he got a Mobo.
I thought it was a decent album. I preferred his last album though. Crop Circle. Was that what it was called?
Yeah, Crop Circle. Yeah, a bucket. I actually prefer this one. I think that was solid. I thought it was hard, man. I thought.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good.
I'm a 9's fan, so like that's.
Makes sense.
9's to me, like 9. My relationship with 9, my 9's is a lot like yours with The Weeknd. It's like I've never really connected.
I try, but I just don't get The Weeknd, bro. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know. Like, that voice is just jarring, man.
Yeah, it is very high. Like, it's very high.
Why is this guy crying? Like, what's going on? Like, what's wrong with him in this moment of his life? Do you know what I mean? Like, but I do like some of his features. Like, obviously, I like the Drake songs on Take Care. I like
his songs with Future are good.
Yeah, so I like his features, but like I can't really take him in, and I don't know when that will change, you know, because like people tried, man. They put me into Balloons thing, Starboy album. I tried, but I don't know. It just didn't.
Yeah, Balloons. I thought you had to be there as like you had to be listening to it at that time, though.
You had to be on Tumblr, man. You had to be on Tumblr.
Now, I think the only reason to listen to that now is the nostalgia, is to look back and say, yo, this was hard back in the day. But if you listen to it now first time, you're probably like, what is this, man? I don't think it's like music that necessarily.
Also, we're older now. Back then, we were all like angsty teenagers, right? So
true. What was he? He was like 20 years old or something.
I'm saying, like, what? We're 24, listening to this guy whine for 7 minutes about, like, come on, bud.
Oh, he does make teenage angst music, like, proper, like, storm to your room, shut the door, go away. That's literally what he makes, like.
Yeah, but not the latest album, though, to be fair. Latest album is quite mature. Yeah. It's just poppy, but.
No, he used to, definitely. So Ampy, what's your list?
You know what? I tried, man. It was very hard. Like there are so many albums. I tried to do a list. I'm looking like a long list right now, which is different ones. I'm gonna try and pick a few. We probably talked about them before, but obviously Meet the Woo 2 is like up there. I can't rank them, but I'm just gonna just name albums that I've liked.
Yeah, go for it.
That's how much I can do, man. Meet the Woo 2, Wanna, I'd say obviously Big Conspiracy, Huss.
Yeah.
Rags, Text Your Ex. That was an EP. But Rags Original, Text Your Ex.
Okay. You know, you put me onto a lot of people like Rags Original. What's his name? Benji Flow.
Yeah. Oscar. Yeah, Mini Kings. Oscar.
Yeah. You put me onto a few people. Like I haven't actually had the time to like really get into them, but like they're on my radar now. You know what I mean? So I hear songs here and there.
Yeah. So shout out to Rags and obviously shout out to Mini Kings, man. Rags, Benji, Oscar LPs, roles. But so Rags' EP Text Your Ex, I thought, which is an amazing body of work. Benergy by Benji Flow again. Serious body of work. Cleo Soul was this year, Rose in the Dark. I don't know if you guys.
Oh, was that this year?
I think that was this year,
Oh, okay.
I feel like Cleo Soul was this year. That album was hard. Who else? Yan La Harvest, her album.
Who?
Yan La Harvest.
Oh yeah. I didn't actually spin that one. I didn't get
that. That was. I'm not even a fan. Like, I kind of like listened to it on the off chance, and like I heard it, I was like, yo, This album.
Yeah, I didn't get around to that one.
Who else? Obviously, Pot of Papers thing was really good. Training Day 3 was hard.
Yeah, that was a good album too.
Yeah. Call of Duty, I really like Young Steph Call of Duty. That came out quite recently. Yeah, that's a recent tape I listened to. Young Steph. That was hard. Yeah, man. Obviously, like Wiz, of course. Oxlade. See how long my list is? Like, I'm trying.
Yeah.
It's just like so many like out of like Adam Kool-Aid Gold, Tens. Like, there've been so many wicked artists.
Yeah.
Man, but,
you know what I feel like it's been difficult for albums to stick with me this year. I don't know if it's just this year, but like I'll listen for a little bit, but I won't be spinning it. Like other than the 5 I mentioned, and even from that 5, I don't really spin D-Smokes that much anymore. JLX I only spun again just now because I'm trying to decide on it. So it's only really Wizkid and Huss and a bit of Parsley, but that just came out. But like those ones, it's like those are the ones that I can revisit. But other than that, I don't really. I don't know. Maybe it's just this year. I found myself not really wanting to rush back to albums. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think this year's been hard to do like a solid top 5. Like, I've got like a long list, and like, that's how much I could do because just time and place. Like you're always listening to at home, so it's harder to judge an album.
Yeah.
One location because normally like I do like the home test, I do the drive test, on the way to work test.
Like, honestly, you know that's it. It's not the right environment because I listen to albums when I'm driving. So it's like if I haven't got a long drive coming up, I save the album, and it's like
exactly.
We haven't been going anywhere, so I haven't really had the chance to like properly get into
Brent Fires.
You say?
Brent Fires. Did he come out this year? Brent Fires.
Yeah, February. Fuck the world.
The album was hard.
That was good. Yeah.
What about that?
I always find he's don't you find like every song sounds the same? Yeah, like I feel I like the songs, but like they're all very similar.
He's definitely like toxic. Like he's definitely like worse than Future.
Definitely.
Because he's like doing like a nice voice, but he's getting some like shit off.
What's that thing he said? He was like, if you leave me, I don't want you to be happy with anyone else or some shit. Something like that. I was like, bro, this guy, man, he's just going in, like, no reason.
Guys don't really, man.
I need to spin that one again. I haven't listened to that.
You need to get that dose of toxicity, bro.
I don't mean that. I'm settled right now, you know what I
mean?
UK R&B though, I've seen that quite a lot recently. Just people just chatting about UK R&B in general, saying where the state of it is and what is it. Is it good?
Yeah, I mean, we've discussed it before. Like, I might sound like a pessimist here, but I just don't see it getting, like, I don't see a place where it will get the push that I feel like it deserves. And I feel like if I were like managing a UK artist right now, a UK R&B artist, I'll say try to get whatever you can here and then try and blow in America, because the UK still isn't as receptive to UK R&B as and you can debate whether or not like LMA, because she did that, went the sort of America route. You can debate whether her music is even still classified as UK R&B, but you look at, and even if you can also rate like whether or not you should be aiming for a Grammy or whatever, like we just discussed, but I just feel like she's had more success than a lot of people that have sort of stayed here, and those people, I feel like if they went and sort of dipped their toe in that market, then they would definitely see a lot more success. And then once they come back, then everyone's rating their team as well. So
it's different, right? Like when you say like UK hip hop or UK rap or etc., we have different accents to the Americans. Like to blow as a UK artist in America is kind of difficult.
Yeah,
if you're talking like R&B, if you're singing, there's a lot less like restraint from the US.
Yeah, definitely.
When you think about that, is there even a point in staying here? Because it's a much bigger market over there, and it's not like you're disadvantaged being from
literally
the UK as an R&B artist in America. That might also like, I don't know, there's not the need to pop in the UK as as much as like a rapper. Like if you're a rapper and you're not popping in the UK, you're not gonna pop in America. If you're an R&B artist, you can make that move and
It just feels like there never was like an infrastructure for R&B. Like with rap, go to Graham Daily, you can go to Link Up, you can go to BBC. With R&B, there isn't like a platform that's established. And like again,
with the colours, performances, and all that kind of stuff, there's more of a platform.
Yeah, but then like that's everyone, isn't it? That's like
that's true.
Every artist internationally, but like in this country, like going back to my point of like how we like formula, like we like rap so much because I can go to Graham Daily and like get rap. I can go to Link Up and get rap. I can't go to like there's no R&B Daily. Do you know what I mean? Isn't for that. So I think it's a harder ear and like because like you're saying, you can like sing in like I guess different accents. I don't know. I don't really feel like I'm not on the side of the argument that like R&B singers over here are trying to sing like Americans. I think
I'm not. You
just sing in like a melodic way. Like there's a melody to how you sing.
Like,
they say like Bajans like talking like a sing-song voice.
Yeah.
Accent. Do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't say they're trying to be American. And like I think it's a shame when like you have to like go somewhere else to get popping. You can't do it at home. I mean, like,
that's true. You
get popping over here. What, Craig David? Is that it? I can't think of one else. Do you know what I mean? I can't think of any other R&B person who got as big as Craig David doing it over here.
Yeah, I can't think of any other.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
That's true. It is a shame. I was just more trying to say like when you're doing the more melodic thing. I mean, I'm not saying UK R&B artists sound like US R&B artists. I'm just saying that the music transfers more easily because it's melody. Like it just sounds. I don't know. It sounds closer, I guess, to what the US one sounds like, and also I think that there's been quite a long history of UK singers becoming huge. So like
that's more pop oriented though, like Adele and them. But I get what you mean though.
But I'm just saying like melodic singing with or without a UK accent is like it's been popping in the US for a long time. Amy Winehouse is there, like
Adele, like that.
There's a road. There's like people who came before you that you can follow in the footsteps of.
I think it's growing though. I think there's like, I don't know. I think as of recent, I think there's like heavy hitters who can actually like sing. Like, you know, you got like I don't know, like Clean Taylor. You got like Bella. There are like, UK artists who are like, you know what, they're doing R&B and it's actually like it's a very good standard. Actually got to see, man. I think LMA is a nice one to like just. I guess you can have that avenue. Like she kind of like opened the door a bit. So yeah, man.
Even hers was because she linked up with Mustard.
Well, yeah, and like,
it would need someone to link up with like a big producer though, and then so like.
I know Angel was there. Like Angel was always back and forth, but again, for some reason, I don't know. It's a big question mark with R&B. I don't know why it doesn't blow.
It's true actually because Angel's music is good, but it never really took off here. Like took off to like we all know who he is and he's had success, but I think the success isn't reflective of like the quality of the music because I think he makes really good music.
Yeah. So we'll see, man. I think we'll see, but I think it's definitely. I think now that it's a conversation, I think you're gonna see some growth because before no one used to chat about UK R&B, and now like I've seen like on socials just like can your R&B pop? It's now like a growing sort of question.